Welcome back to another monthly free asset review. Again, Epic Games has blessed us with a couple of free packs, and for this month we have these 5 packs right here. We have a level design toolkit, Alchemist House, old brick house, procedural spline wall system, and some close combat anim set. So let's go through these. Now I have all of those imported in a single project, and we're gonna go through those in a alphabetical order that I have them over here. So the first one is the Alchemist House, which I have already loaded in. And as you can see, this is a low poly model set with a lot of all kinds of interesting different models. What I like really is that they have grouped these in the preview level, so that is actually pretty cool. You could come in here and actually merge these multiple meshes into a single mesh, which would be a really cool thing, because then, well, we could reduce some draw calls with merging materials together. You can actually do that by selecting multiple models, right clicking, and then you can go ahead and merge actors. Right now, for every single model, you have their own material. And then if you merge these together, if 2 of these models use the same material, they're going to merge them together. And so basically both of them are only going to use one instead of every single one of the meshes using an individual one. So let's have a look. So we have all kinds of decorative thingies. We have books, we have potions, we have this majigity thingy, and which actually comes in 2 models, which is really, really cool. And we have, yeah, like I said, flag. We have some lights, which again come inside of multiple different models. We have the wall piece separate. Let's have a look. What is this? Okay, so the frame is separate. The actual light bulb itself is separate. And then we have the bottom piece, which again is separate. Now I strongly suggest you merge these together. It's going to make your life a lot easier, just like I showed you. Select all of them, right click, merge actors. Okay, so we have even more potions. We have some scrolls, some interesting tables, chairs, and then we have these light beams or whatever, and that is actually just a model. It's basically a plain model. There's multiple of those with the material, and it does create an amazing effect now. We have also some particles over here floating around, dust particles. So again, we have a bunch of books. We have a scroll which does say something, and then we have this quill, ink quill thingy, more potions, all this stuff. Okay, good. Let's go through the door. The doors are unfortunately not interactable, so that's why I'm not playing this, but just flying around. But again, we have some plants, some more vase thingies, more potions. We have some fire over here. Looks pretty good for a low poly. Pretty good. Okay, so we have a bunch of rooms. We have some food. We have all kinds of goodies over here. Let's get to the fun stuff. Let's actually have a look at the overview, and let's have a look how this whole building has been built, which looks like it's been built from modular pieces. Okay, this is really good, because this way it gives us a lot of creative freedom, so we can put these together. Oh, this is cool. You have a shape like this, shape like that, like that, like that, like that. What's the difference between these two? Oh, okay, we have some more decoration over here. Okay. The window, without the window. We have curved with the window, with the door, with the... Oh, that's even not a window. Okay. This one's with the window. Okay, this is really cool. Because we have a lot of creative freedom from this. And then we have this for the roofing. And okay, we're gonna get into the vertices in a second. I just want to give a glance of what we actually are working here with. We have a lot of creative freedom. We have multiple different possibilities, which is really cool. Okay, so these are one way. If you're not gonna be able to walk through there or whatever, then it's better to use this one rather than this one. This is if you want to be able to walk through it. Some pillars, multiple different types. That is so cool. Okay, so we have a bunch of carpets. We have whatever this majigadi thingy is, probably maybe a table piece. Could it be? Not sure, but we can probably use that as a table. Then we have a bunch of plates, some pumpkins, some flowers, some books, magic spells. These could be cool pickup items for the magic something majigami thingy whatever. We have a garlic to scare all the vampires away. Damn, this is really cool. I really like this. So if you grab the last week's pack from the forest, I think this could go pretty well with it together. I don't actually remember it fully how it looked, but it was also like this low poly animated type of a thing, so I would assume it can go together quite nicely. And of course we have a bunch of furniture as well. We have a bed, some chairs, tables, chests, whatever this thing, carpet on the table. Yeah, looks pretty good. Let's have a look at the vertices. Let's start from the top. So we got 1000 for the Alchemist table, which is this one right here. Okay, that's not a lot. 1000 for something like this. It's quite detailed. It has like these holes and everything. So that's pretty good. I've seen flat tables like this one with 1000 verts. And speaking of it, real quick, 640. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, so these are actually pretty low poly, I would say. Yeah, definitely. This, not even 1000 vertices for a bed. That's cool. 100 verts for the book. It's quite a bit. What do they have on these books? Maybe, yeah, it probably can accumulate that much. Yeah, it's bending this way, that way. It's not really straight, but it does make a better look if it's not straight. Okay, so there's an open one, some bread, candlesticks, candles themselves. I love the candles. The candles look so good. They look like legitimate candles. Amazing. Broccoli. Okay, let me actually make this one a bit bigger. So we have cheese, chicken. This chest is without a lid, so we can actually put something inside of it and make it open and close. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so overall, I would say that this is really good pack this month again. Usually they have something, at least one pack that is really awesome. This is actually like my first look myself. Well, kind of. I did float around a little bit, but didn't like really look at it very in detail. Oh, I think this could be the most highest vertex count model in this one. I might be wrong, of course, but it looks like this one is the highest vertex count, and that's actually not a lot. That's not that much. Cool. Yeah, no, I like this pack a lot. It's probably has some pretty low performance. Probably the demo level is going to be a bit more heavier because there's a lot of point lights that they are using. But other than that, it seems to be pretty cool. Now, Firefolder is empty for some reason, but here we have the fire particle, dust particle. And also there in the maps, there was a mobile version of this. So let's have a look at the mobile version. What's the difference between the regular one and the mobile? What have they done over here? Looks like this has a weird background. Okay. Hit play, stat, FPS. Whoa, this is perfect FPS. It's nearly 120 all the time. That's cool. What is it that they have? Oh, the textures are different, right? Because if I bring this out, no, it's the same texture. I'm wondering what have they done that's so different in this one than in the other one? Because, okay, like you say it's mobile, but I'm not like the artist type of a dude, so I'm really bad with arts and such, but I really don't see a big difference. Other than this thing is now blue for some reason, but everything looks pretty much the same to me. We still have the point lights here and there. Yeah, if you know, let me down in the comment section below. If I don't know, then probably there is at least one more person that doesn't know this. So would be cool to figure out what it is that they have done to this so that it is this well optimized. This is cool. Yeah, okay, so this pack is really cool. I really like it. Let's head into the next one, which is the combat animation set. So this is going to be a cool one. So if you have followed my recent uploads on the animation blueprints, where we have our like strafing and all that walking, so these animations could do the trick for you as well. These will work just fine. We have the running, we have the strafing, we have the backwards walking, we have forward, backward, run backward, we have the Naruto run, as if anybody's gonna really use that one, just as a meme maybe. We have run left, right. Yeah, so we can set up quite a few things. We have jumping, again, the landing one, the air one, the up one, and we have the combat idle position. That's not how you usually hold your fingers, but that's okay. If you break them, that's your own fault. Then we have something where the guy gets hit. Here he gets knocked out. Two different animations. I would think this one's a bit better. He actually does look like he gets knocked out. Here he gets hit. More leg kicks. More leg kicks. That's a weird one. Okay. Let's have a look next what we got over here. Those look like some evades, blocks. Are they? Yeah, evades and dodges. Whoa, that's a big jump. That's a big jump. Step backs. Another evade. Another getting... That looks like he gets hit. Oh, this is the one that I added myself on the spot. This is unrealistic though. This is very unrealistic flip. Very unrealistic flip. I wouldn't use that one. What is this? That's... I don't fight myself, but I do watch like boxing and MMA sometimes. That's not how you kick. That's not how you kick. Yeah, that's like a kind of MMA more. So no boxing, but more so like an MMA kind of thing. And that's a somewhat decent combo. A right hook. Lower kick's good. The upper kick is a bit weird. Okay, yeah, so if you're not making a UFC type of a game, I think these animations, all of them will fit the trick, except for this one. This one, like, I really don't like this one. This doesn't look anything like they do in real life. Okay, now, if you might be worried about the animation character changing its position and basically snapping back, you don't really have to worry about this, because they have provided two types of animations. They have provided like the root motion and in place animation. So what does it mean? That we have this animation, as you can see right here, and that's actually a better example would be over here. So you have the flip over here and you have a flip in place as well. So you have both options. So it totally depends how you have set up your animation graph and your character. Regardless of how you've done it, you will have animations for that. Yeah, this is cool. This is cool. Probably somebody's gonna use this. This is gonna come in very handy, especially these forward, these front animations that we have over here, where we have all of these locomotion movements with jumps and all of that stuff. If you want to know how to set these up, go to my channel. There is a playlist with animations, a lot of information there, and well, you can figure out from those tutorials how to use these animations. Okay, let's head into the next one, LDTK, which is the... That's not what I need. We need the demo room. This is the level design toolkit. Now, like I already said, I'm not big of a design level creating, painting, modeling type of dude. Like I'm bad at it. I'm really bad at it. So I'm definitely not going to be using this tool. I don't really make levels. just placeholders mainly. And so I will not probably be using this, but if you are a level designer and you want to do a lot of cool things, weird things with your levels, this toolkit could come in really handy. Now, before I explain really what this exactly is, there in the shop page, let me actually pop it open. You have the level design toolkit. The guy is called Liam, and he has a YouTube channel where he, I don't know which one there it is, all updated playlist. So I guess this is this one. So go ahead, open that one up. He has a lot of videos where he goes over every single one of the tools. He has very short videos for every single one of the tools. There's quite a big playlist with all these options because there's a lot of things that you can do. So the coolest thing that I thought is really interesting is that you can go ahead and basically you grab this box. I guess you grab this box, or maybe you create another one. You scale it up and you can select things inside of it. So as you can see, there's also different shapes, I guess. Let's just skip over some of these things. If you are a level designer, I strongly suggest you just go to his channel straight away, because I'm not a level designer. He's going to be able to tell you way better about all the possibilities of this plugin. But basically, you can select things inside of this area. You no longer have to hold shift control or whatever to select individually every single one of these things. Instead, you just draw a box around it and you select everything inside of the box. He has a widget over here, which is, I'm assuming this one. So let's give it a shot. Let's right click this and let's run this in the editor window. There it is. So he has made this widget right here that you can use, and you can go ahead and do all kinds of weird things over here. You can randomize objects, you can scatter them around, select, unselect, hide, show, all kinds of weirdness. There's a lot of features in here. Select meshes based on the name, so it's going to select only specific meshes. More select differences, move tools, rotate, randomize. You can see these are completely randomly rotated and placed. Some scaling thing, alignment thing. You can select things by tags. Bulk spawn is basically it returns you whether the object is floating or not. That way you could move this down. This isn't too helpful because technically you could select an object and hit which was end key, and boom, the object is on the ground instantly. That's not too super helpful because we could just simply go ahead and, well, again, yeah, well, if we have the box it's probably easier, but we can select multiple objects, hit end, and there we go. Or we can just simply Control A, hit end. Not gonna work, there's no bottom. But we could select multiple objects in different types of manners as well. There's a bunch of settings, some spline thingies, construction, all kinds of weird stuff, So go ahead, check out his channel, check out the page if you are interested in the level designing part, and probably you will find this very useful. Let's have a look at this thing. We have a demonstration map for the old brick house. So here is the brick house. Unfortunately, I need to rebuild the lighting. Tried to fix something, but it doesn't really do the trick. I don't want to wait till it builds the lighting. It's going to be a little while. But regardless of that, we can still have a look. It's not going to be as bright usually. And let's have a look. So this is like an old school house. It's not really a modular kit because, well, a lot of things are, it's a blueprint. Okay, that's not what I expected, to be honest. Let's have a look at the blueprint then. Why is it a blueprint? Nobody knows. Only the building itself is a blueprint. Okay. I wouldn't make that into a blueprint because we don't need to interact with the house itself. All we need to interact is the doors. So I wouldn't make that into a blueprint. Okay, whatever. So yeah, this is not a modular kit. So this is just a one-off building type of a thing. It does come into pieces. So you could try to do something with it, but there's not like a whole lot you would be able to really do with this. So let's float into it, and actually we could actually play this because we can open up this guy Boom. We have the gates opening. We have the doors opening. So that's cool. You can run around and open these up. That's besides the point, but this is an old school building. So we have the old electric counting thingy machiney. So this is like from back in the day. We have the old phones, old clocks. These are amazing. These clocks are really cool. We have a glass, not glass. Oh my god, English, come back. Thank you. Mirror, that's what it's called. That's called the mirror. Then we have like the phone booth, police box. Is that an American thing? Comment down below. I have no clue what that is. Police call. I know phone booth. Never mind. We have some heater over here. Whoa, this is way cooler than people have nowadays. Built-in TV. Well, if somebody had it back in the day, they were hella rich. I don't remember seeing anything like this. Okay. Oh, this is cool. Like whoever has made these models has like pretty high skills at modeling and imagination. Because these things look really good. The vases and everything. Now I'm afraid that these might have a lot of polygons. We'll see. The leather couches are really cool. There's a lot of cool things. So we have multiple floors with the bathrooms and everything. Turbo wash. Oh, we had one of these. I remember when I was a kid, my grandma was washing the clothing, and I remember helping her, and we had something that looked pretty much the same. Damn, brings back memories. I can barely remember that though. That was so long ago. That was so long ago. Okay, so yeah, we have a bunch of different, all kinds of cool thingies here and there. Where is the kitchen? There is the kitchen. Here we go. All kinds of pots and tools and weights and cupboards and all kinds of cool stuff. So do they have, let's have a look. Overview of map. Amazing. Let's have a look at the overview of map and let's have a look what are the poly counts again. Okay, so here is the overview of map, and as you can see, yeah, the building is a building on its own. It's not a separate model. It does come into multiple pieces though. It is made from multiple pieces. It's not like one model, but it kind of is at the same time. So we have something like this. So I would merge these into a single model because that way we could reuse some of the textures probably, because probably this part and this part uses exactly the same texture. So we have the brick wall. This is a different one though. Okay, but still I would try to merge these together just in case, if we can maybe somehow reuse some of the materials, like the glass for instance. We can reuse the same material, so I would merge these together to save just a tiny bit of some few extra draw calls. Okay, we have a bunch of grass here and there. We have some vines, we have the gate, have the door, have the carpets, the fencing, walls. We're gonna have we'll talk about the walls in a second. So these might be reused with one of the tools in this month's free assets pack. We have the blanket, I guess. Yeah, blanket. Then we have the bathtub. A bunch of chairs. Oh, I don't remember seeing this one. Probably missed that in one of the rooms. That's a big shelf. Oh, there's even a boat with a whatever this is. Paddle. That's what it's called. Okay. What is this? Oh, that's curtains. Those are curtains. A bunch of kitchen. Oh, this is a one-off piece. Oh, that's sad. I thought that at least that's like kind of like modular. Well, not really modular, but individual. That's sad. Okay, it is what it is. But still, this pack could be useful for some other stuff. If you're like making a game back in a day, then this asset pack can come in really handy for quite a few of these models. And even if you're not making for like the old school type of a thing, then there's still quite a few things that could come in handy. Like these briefcases over here still look pretty alright. Some of the plants are pretty good. There's a couple of pots here and there. So there are a couple of things that could be still used in a modern game as well. But yeah, mostly all of these things are from way back in the day. Way back in the day. But this looks pretty good. Let's have a look. Amplifier 1 200 500 500 500 170 5 7 12. Oh, that's not a lot. Both is 2000. Okay. Ooh, this cupboard is 10,000 not 20,000. 10,000. That's a lot. Oh, is it because oh, even this thing is a model itself? So yeah, these are very high detailed models. Can't really blame them much. The books are way less poly counts than the other ones. Yeah, because this is just pretty much just a cube. And there's not really more that you need from the books, right? So that's a little bit better than the other pack. There's a bunch of books, individual books. Yeah, so this one is a little more high poly count, but again, not overly excessive. Some of the things are, but even though you can't really make this into less verts and have it be this detailed, so I guess you give and you take. So still it's pretty low on the vertice count, and most of these models are very well created and they look really good. So yeah, that's again another great asset pack. So sometimes people ask me, can we use these in commercial purpose? Can we sell the game by using these models? Yes, you can. So grab these, just add them to your shopping cart and buy them, even if you don't use them. Who knows, maybe in the future you decide all of a sudden, oh, I want to have a scale like this. Boom, there you go, it's yours to keep. Okay, next one. We have the this one actually will not show up over here in the free, like free for the month, but if you just click on the free, and it's still not there, just search for procedural generation or just generation procedural building generator, and it's gonna come up to you. And this thing is pretty cool. We have a demo ghost city. So here we have the demo level, which again has a rain, so you could go ahead and grab that particle system as well and have a look at it. That's just a regular particles scattered all across the map. That's not what we are here for. We are here for to have a look at this thing. So this is a generator that generates buildings. We give this some models and it does something for us. No idea how this works, but what I've noticed is there is a lot of different parameters. Big blueprints, big building meshes. Oh, that's cool. We can generate this and then we can bake this into an actual model that we can then use in the game, which is going to be way more optimized than having the procedural generated blueprint, essentially. Floor block manager. Let's add something to it. See what... Oh, that's what it does. Okay, so it added another floor, but that is the roof. Add pillars, add doors, last floor. Okay, there's a lot of things in here which I'm not gonna go over. This is a very high detailed asset and it's free. This could come in very handy if you want to make like large cities. This tool is definitely gonna come into play a lot. It's gonna be very useful because you can just feed this thing some models and just let it do its thing, and then you just bake the model and bring it into the world. That's 4 4 2 2. Okay, no idea what that is. Oh, those are corners. 0 1 2 3. Okay, so those are the corners. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. What are these though? No clue what are those. Anyway, still, this looks pretty darn cool. Looks actually very cool. So this could come in very handy. So obviously I'm not gonna go through all of this. There is a lot of things in it. As you can see, there's a lot of blueprints and there's a lot of materials, a lot of functions, a lot of everything and everywhere. Some foliage, some models, some props, some a little bit of everything basically. I'm not gonna go through all of this because that's gonna be a long time, but I strongly suggest if you do need to have like a large building, consider this thing right here. It is completely free now and available to everyone. And yeah, that's something very cool that requires quite a bit of time actually, probably, to get your head around. The next one is the procedural wall. So we have the demo level, which is something similar to what we just looked at. So this thing right here basically allows us to generate buildings, but this procedural wall allows us to generate fencing and walls, which is very helpful, because I've done quite a few walls. Like I said, I don't do levels, but walls, obviously, fencing, that's nothing. Like anybody can do that, but it is very tedious. It takes a lot of time to adjust it with the landscape and everything, and we're gonna find out how actually useful this tool can be to save us maybe a lot of time. Okay, so we are in the level itself. So we have some demos over here where we can run around, have a look at these walls, all that good stuff. There's a bunch of mazes over here so we have walls with different kinds of textures and everything, and they look really good. Let's have a look what this thing actually does. We need to look for what this is. This is a BP spine wall, which probably will be in the blueprints. There it is. We have the BP spine wall. Let's find a free space somewhere roughly around here. Let's drag it in. Boom, we instantly have a wall. Now, since this is made with splines, we can go ahead and select the endpoint, this one right here, hold left alt, drag from this, and it's instantly going to create us a segment. And as you can see, it automatically UVs the mesh and offsets the texture and makes it look really good. Okay, let's go ahead and let's add some more. What happens if we drag from this guy now? Or it adds another instance in between. Okay, yeah, makes a lot of sense. Cool. Let's see. Bunch of properties again. What we can do with this. Snap. Let's click that. What happens? Boom. Adjusts to the landscape. That is cool. Okay, I don't fully get it. Ignore other walls when snapping. It still seems to be ignoring it. Okay, whatever. We have some kind of shapes. Oh, that's how it works. Okay, so we can make some round shapes as well. Let me actually delete that real quick. What do you mean? I want to delete the blueprint. Yes. Okay. So that's cool. We can make them sharp. We can make them rounded. This is really good. Like, honestly, this is not like super hard to make, but the level of detail and the dedication and the ideas put into this thing are really cool. What will happen if we snap? Okay, so that doesn't do the trick. We have a wall offset though. No, that's the wrong direction. Let's mesh 40. Okay, that seems to fix it. Okay, that's good. So again, another thing that the creator has thought of, because obviously the landscape is not always going to be super flat. We're going to have issues. Let's have a look what else we have. Enable collision. Always make walls level. Oh, yes. Yes. This is way better than this. Definitely. This looks way better. More realistic. Don't draw walls. Oh, this can be really handy. So let's say we have a huge wall and maybe we want to copy it or move it around. Obviously, when we have a lot of detail, it takes a while for us to move things around. So this thing is super handy because you just hide it all and move it around. And if we disable this and oh yes, 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 the difference is visible. Oh my god, this is super smooth and this is not that smooth at all. Okay, there's a bunch of different properties that we can change over here. Pillar thickness 4, 6, can't go more than 3. Okay, 0.1. Oh, it did work with 0.1. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, so 0.5. Yeah. Okay, we can change even that thing. And then we have the pillar top size. What is this? This is the pillar settings. Okay, we can change a bunch of things. We can provide custom textures, custom meshes, custom tops. So we provide those over here. Then we have the wall settings. Wall top variant. 3, 2, 1, 4, 2. So this lifts it up. So bump, and then this is like the round top. Oh my god, red bricks. Here are the default ones. Okay, so you can change these ones. Organic, hinge, sci-fi, stone. Yeah, stone doesn't look too good, but that's perfectly fine because this thing still looks really cool. Wall age. Will it give moss? Oh my god, it does. Yeah, this is really cool. Now, how do I make this bigger though? Oh my god, I must be the dumbest man on the planet. So the making this bigger is actually way more simpler than I thought. Because again, automatically the textures scale up and everything scales up. All you do is just change the z-axis for the scaling. Boom, instantly, bigger walls, as simple as that. Silly me. I just saw that there's so many different properties over here that I thought that there might be a height somewhere around here as well, but no, there's just the scale value. But that does the trick. That does the trick perfectly, because then we can use this tool over here as well. Yes, indeed, we can. So that again makes our life very easy when working with this thing. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this month's asset review. These tools and everything, I think this month, I would want to say this has to be the best month so far that I've been reviewing these things. Actually, I think this could be the best because there are a lot of tools for all kinds of different things. We have level designing tool, we have this, which also is a level designing tool. Both of them are very helpful. Then we have a bunch of cool assets. We have the cartoonish style, we have the old school that is more realistic one. We had a fifth one, the animations we have, and like cool systems. We also have the weather system that I reviewed in yesterday's video. I'm very pleased with all of these. I'm very happy that Unreal and Epic Games do this stuff every month, that they give these things away for free to us, because I haven't seen anything like that. They're giving away so many things. It's insane. And thank you to Epic Games, and thank you to all the developers who have made these things, and thank you to you guys who have watched this video. And if you enjoy this type of content, make sure to subscribe, because I'm going to be reviewing all the upcoming assets as well. So thank you for watching, and I see you in the next one.